Welcome everyone. Thank you so much. My name is Jeff Coates and I am the CEO of Blue Crew, the nonprofit that manages and operates blue bikes here in the city of New Orleans. We literally would not be here today were it not for the Greater New Orleans Foundation support of Blue Crew, and the station that we're unveiling today is really just the latest manifestation of that support. Many people in the community know of blue bikes. Fewer maybe know of Blue Crew. And Blue Crew is the nonprofit that runs and operates it. Previously, you may know that blue bikes were operated by out-of-state corporation, which then shut down during the pandemic. We were able to come together as a community, early support from the Greater New Orleans Foundation, from the city of New Orleans, from Bike Easy, coming together to figure out a way to move forward and bring bike share back to the community. As we came in September of 2021 to relaunch with 504 electric assist bikes, we had a framework that we were working on, which was to put at the forefront locally operated bike share with a focus on equity and serving the community. And so that's what we've been able to bring back. We believe that all communities benefit from equitable transportation and that everyone benefits when we come together as a community to build infrastructure for the common good. Since the relaunch of Blue Bikes in September, we've had over 130,000 trips taken and 180,000 miles pedaled. Of those, 123,000 of those miles were pedaled by New Orleanians. We have different levels of membership. We have our monthly members who've taken over 30,000 trips and pedaled 48,000 miles. We also have our Blue Bikes for All membership, which is our income qualified. Anyone who qualifies for SNAP or Medicaid is already qualified for this program. And those riders have taken over 12,000 trips and pedaled over 16,000 miles. So we have succeeded in relaunching Blue Bikes, and the next piece of the puzzle is the sustainability. And in order to really have a sustainable bike share system, we've needed to find partners within the business community and institutional partners. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, the title sponsor, was very gracious in allowing us to create a new level of sponsorship with station sponsorships. And that's why we're here today. Each sponsorship, you get to the business or the entity. Yes, they get their logo on the station, but that's not really what we're doing here, right? What the Greater New Orleans Foundation is doing is providing bikes for the community and the operational funding necessary for those bikes. So I want to give a big thank you to the Greater New Orleans Foundation for stepping up, for partnering with us. And with that, I'll turn things over to Andy Coughlin.
Good morning, everybody, and it's great to welcome all of our neighbors from around the circle. And Jeff, thank you so much for your leadership and for being with us today. We're thrilled to cut the ribbon on our own bike station, and even more thrilled to relaunch and make bike share a big-time part of the fabric of New Orleans. I ride these bikes all the time. You'll see me looking like this, riding these bikes. They're electric, so you don't even have to sweat, and that's also important as it's getting closer to the hot days of summer. But as Jeff said, during the midst of the pandemic, at kind of our lowest moment, the corporate entity that ran the bike share program in the past pulled the bikes out when we needed them most. And so with Jeff's leadership, partnership from the city of New Orleans, continued sponsorship from Blue Cross Blue Shield, we came together to figure out what was the next step. And you've heard people say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And we wanted to make sure that nobody could ever take our blue bikes away from us again. And so I also, am a little bit of a Who fan, and the Who, of course, is coming back to Jazz Fest. And so you remember they've got a song about don't get fooled again. So we're going to make sure that we don't get fooled again. So we created a nonprofit. So the bikes are owned by New Orleanians. We own this nonprofit, and it's us who are here to support it. And I was thrilled actually to hear Jeff talk about the different numbers of trips and the amount of rides ridden by New Orleans. People say these are just for the tourists, That is not true. The facts belie that. Most of the miles, most of the trips are taken by New Orleanians, and they're taken by all New Orleanians as important transportation, whether it's to work, whether it's for fun, whether it's because you don't want to have to find a parking spot downtown, whether it's for exercise on beautiful days like today. We would not be here if not for Mayor Cantrell, who said we need to have blue bikes here, and so she asked the City Council to authorize Blue Bikes, or Blue Crew, as the exclusive bike share provider in New Orleans. And so absent the mayor's support, this would not have happened, and we're glad to have David Lee here to represent her this morning. If Blue Cross Blue Shield hadn't stepped up with ongoing sponsorship, we would not be here either. So that commitment was critical, and thank you to the President and CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield Foundation, Michael Tipton, for being here. And if it wasn't for Jeff Coates, who was the leader of Blue Crew, and who ran Bike Share previously, who had the vision and the creativity and the personal commitment to make this happen, we would not be here as well. So thank you. And if it weren't for the people in New Orleans who believe in this, we wouldn't be here as well. So thank you all for the chance to bring Blue Bikes back at the Greater New Orleans Foundation. We're thrilled to be partners and have this as one of our civic initiatives. And I'm proud to turn the microphone over to my friend and colleague, Michael Tipton, the CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana Foundation.
Well, good to be with all of you. As Andy said, my name is Michael Tipton. I'm the president of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana Foundation. I'm also head of community relations for Blue Cross. We're proud to partner with Blue Crew, with the Greater New Orleans Foundation, with the City of New Orleans, to help bring these sponsored stations and blue bikes back to the City of New Orleans. Blue Cross's mission is to improve the health and lives of people in Louisiana, so no surprise, it's a good opportunity for us to encourage biking, a healthy, green way to get around this city and many others across our state. And so that's part of why we were so proud to be a partner to Blue Bikes in the first place. Helped to bring the program here many years ago. And it's part of why we are so incredibly proud to help bring Blue Bikes back in partnership with Blue Crew, the Greater New Orleans Foundation, and the City of New Orleans. As we head into festival season, springtime, as Andy said, when you get beautiful days like today, we certainly want to encourage folks to get out and about to ride, whether it's just for fun, whether it's as a way to fight traffic, a way to get to where you're going, and certainly want to encourage that as a healthy, green way to get to where you're going. I particularly want to thank Andy and everybody at the Greater New Orleans Foundation, as well as Jeff. Certainly, when those bikes were pulled away in 2020, I think a lot of us said the work we put in, we're so sad to see it go. What do we do now? And through the persistence of Jeff and his team, through the persistence of Andy, through the persistence of the City of New Orleans, we're so glad to see Blue Bikes back here in the City of New Orleans, and glad to see them being run and managed by a local organization filled with Louisianians and New Orleanians to make sure we're meeting the needs of this community. So we are proud to be a supporter of Blue Bikes. We are proud to be here in partnership with you all today, and certainly as we can be of help going forward, please don't hesitate to let us know. And as Andy and Jeff both said, we would not be here without the partnership of the City of New Orleans, who helped to make all of this possible. So without further ado, I will turn it over to David to share some remarks. David.
Good morning, everyone. I'm David Lee Simmons. I'm the Mobility and Safety Outreach Manager for Roadwork NOLA in the City of New Orleans. The mayor was unable to attend this morning, but she sends her heartfelt appreciation for you and the work that we're all trying to do to move the city forward. This is truly a win for the mayor and for the City of New Orleans. Every day, the mayor stresses the importance of everyone working together to move the city forward. It's always more helpful to do this with local partners who are invested in our community, like you see behind us. That's why the mayor is so proud to be a partner of this locally run version of Blue Bikes through the Blue Crew, Greater New Orleans Foundation, and of course, Blue Cross and Blue Shield. We're also excited to see Blue Bikes not only return, but also flourish, and as you see here, expand in terms of their stations. So this new station is a part of their work to improve the system functionality for the community by filling in the gaps in the network. Now, gaps is a key word because the mayor's Moving New Orleans transportation vision includes the Moving New Orleans Bikes initiative that will create 75 miles of a more connected and protected bikeway network. So we're also filling in the gaps, creating safer, more equitable, and more accessible bikeways for all of our residents, regardless of age or ability. So we've seen this work already on the ground. We're seeing it in Algiers, we're seeing it downtown. Just take a look at Elysian Fields, and it is completely transformed and safer and more connected. You're going to see more. You're going to see it in the 7th Ward, where we already have it implemented on North Galvez going one way, and then we're going to have North Miro going the other. We're already putting work down to improve the bicycle infrastructure that's already in place on Gentilly Boulevard, doing some work before Jazz Fest and then completing it after Jazz Fest. You're going to see add-ons to some of the massive roadwork infrastructure that we're already doing, whether it's on AP2 Row in the 7th Ward or on MLK Boulevard, which is going to have a complete makeover over the next year. We're really excited about that. There's more to come, and we hope that you'll pay attention and notice as we build out this network. So we're doing this work, as we've mentioned before, with equity front and center. We know, for example, that 1 in 5 New Orleans households don't have access to a car. So the return of the Blue Bikes for All program, this includes providing steeply discounted passes for individuals who qualify for Medicaid and SNAP benefits, as was mentioned previously. So the evidence shows that if we build it, the riders will come. And we know that many of them will be on Blue Bikes. So I want us to all just keep working together to move this city forward. And you can follow us, the Office of Transportation, at Moving New Orleans for more updates. So thank you very much for your time.
Thanks so much. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to acknowledge that we have the head of the Downtown Development District, Davon Barber, with us today. And I also want to thank, we have representatives of Councilmember Leslie Harris for District B, who's our council member in this district. Thank you guys for being here. And thanks to the neighbors for coming out. We're going to go cut a little ribbon here and unveil the station. Thank you all again for being here this morning. Today we're here to unveil the new bike station here at the Greater New Orleans Foundation and to encourage other organizations to sponsor bike stations outside of their businesses.
Blue Crew is the nonprofit entity which manages and operates Blue Bikes, the bike sharing operation. And New Orleans had bike share for a couple years, starting in 2017. It was run by an outside corporation, which during the pandemic decided to take all the bikes. And so we knew that the community needed this healthy, equitable, active form of transportation. And so we worked to set up a nonprofit and bring bike share back. We relaunched this sort of reimagined Blue Bikes in September of 2021 with a fleet of 504 pedal assist bikes.
The Greater New Orleans Foundation supports bike share as a, another variety of transportation option for folks. So just like we have, cars, we have buses, we have streetcars, it's also important to have good bike infrastructure to give people options for how to get to work or how to recreate, how to go do whatever they need to do. And so bike share is something that has become part of the fabric of the community here in New Orleans. And when it was taken away from us during the pandemic by a corporation that had other plans, we wanted to make sure we could bring it back to New Orleans and not let anybody ever take it away from us again. So the Greater New Orleans Foundation helped create Blue Crew, which is the nonprofit that operates bike share here in the city. And we couldn't have done it without Mayor Cantrell and the City Council's support to give us exclusive access to be the bike share provider, or without Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana's sponsorship. They stuck with us over the transition, and so we're able to bring Blue Bikes back to the city.
Blue Cross's mission is to improve the health and lives of people in the state of Louisiana. We do that in a whole variety of ways through what we do as an insurer, but we also do that through our engagement in the community. And when we heard about bike share programs and an opportunity to get people using active transportation to get around, we loved the idea, and we started working with the City of New Orleans many years ago. As we've heard today, those bikes went away in 2020, and we were glad to be able to partner with a local nonprofit led by Louisianians to help bring blue bikes back to the city of New Orleans, to make this resources available so that people can be physically active, can get to where they need to go in a healthy, safe way.